Good afternoon, everybody. Tough game out there for us today. Big congrats to Coach Phillips and his group, staff, and team. They really outcoached us and played us through the game, and I'd say we got them good and buttered up for the one that really matters here this coming week. But I'd like to say that was the plan, but I wouldn't be truthful. So the bottom line, they just played a lot better than us. We didn't do anything good, really, any part of the game today. Offense, defense, they didn't matter what quarterback they played. They moved the ball on us. I think we forced one punt the entire day, so not very good. Not what we've been doing anyway. And offensively, again, couldn't get a touchdown, get a turnover for a touchdown. So just got to get a lot better this week to have a chance. And the beauty of it is, though, the way this is set up, at least to this point in the league, that heck, we could put it together for one big game down in Houston this coming weekend, then you got a shot at it, So remember that old saying, so you're telling me I've got a chance, So there's a lot to that. So we'll see if we can't get better this week. But go ahead.
Questions? Isaac and then Anthony.
Coach, you've played this team. You've played this team now twice. What have you seen from them that you can take into next week as a strong suit?
You just have to compliment them. Offensively, they do an excellent job of picking on whatever coverage you're playing. They do a good job with the quarterbacks. And I've said it ahead of the game. They sneakily, and I don't know why they don't get enough credit for it. Maybe I'm not reading enough that they do, but they run the ball well. Even when we were in good spots, they'd find a way to get four, and anyhow, so I thought offensively they're very efficient in what they do and how they, pick their plays, and so you got to compliment, their coaching staff for that, and same thing defensively. They're very sound, fundamental. They get a good pass rush, which was, we knew that, and we didn't, last week, the week before, we ran the football really well, and they didn't let us run the football hardly at all. I mean, we were lucky to get 3-4 yards. We averaged about 2.5, 3 yards. So anyhow, they did a really good job.
Coach, now that you guys are in the playoffs, the mindset has changed now. How does the preparation change for you in terms of now this is playoff time and it's win or go home?
Well, we obviously got to do a better job in details. Defensively, we made a lot of mistakes. Offensively, just same thing. We had drops, had a drop touchdown, had a drop third down that was going to be a big play into the red zone. It hits us right off our helmet. So, we got to do a better job in our execution, and that's what the biggest thing is for us. And it's been a headache that way for most of the year. It's more been, not taking anything away from Houston, but we hadn't been at our best. And maybe we can, find a way to do that this week, and, we need to.
Coach, do you have an injury update on Isaiah Mobley?
It was a shoulder injury, but we'll see. I don't know if, we're pretty good about making that, public once we do know for sure whether he'll be able to play this week. We intentionally held out Will Clark and Davion Smith. They had been nursing some injuries, and we just thought, hey, they were the two guys we knew could really benefit from the rest.
Hey, Coach, Jimmy Jai, UTA Radio Sports. You mentioned that they ran the ball really well. What about the zone read made it so difficult to stop, and how do you think you can adjust for next week?
Well, we're going to have to see first, tackling, assignment correct on who's dealing with the quarterback was our biggest issue. Guys not fitting it and being in the positions they're supposed to be, or having the discipline to wait for the quarterback to pull it. So, again, they do a nice job with it. We can do a much better job to limit it and minimize it if we're in the right spots.
Coach, the short yardage situations, we're getting you guys again.
Terrible.
What do you think at this point for this upcoming week? Do you feel like it's more another execution thing, or that there needs to be a bit more of a holistic change on what you guys are doing?
Well, it'd be hard to make a holistic change at this point in the year. So we do need to do something about it, though. I mean, we got the ball first and goal at the 1 and have to kick a field goal. We've got the ball 2nd and 1 out in the middle of the field and end up having to punt, on 4th and 1 because I don't have any confidence to go for it. And through the year, we haven't made them. So everyone's, go for it. Yeah, if you make them 50% of the time, you would. But you're making them 10% of the time, and you just gotten stopped 3 times in a row. And, the field goal in these games at the time, that made it 12-9. These field goals matter, or if you miss the opportunity for one, they really matter. If we don't miss the one in D.C., at the end of the game, we kick a field goal to win the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went for it. And again, it may be more so than some other leagues. I think the keeping it close and keeping it tight matters.
One last question for Coach.
Coach, can you talk me through the thought process behind the amount of playing time Perez received today? And can you also talk me through your thoughts on his overall performance?
Well, he's only played 3 games for us. I mean, that's obvious, right? He needs more time on the field with us. And this, wasn't a great game for Luis, but it isn't just him. He had some drops on him. He got pressured in some cases. Sometimes he didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. So we got to help him more as an offensive staff. Receivers got to catch balls when they have opportunities. We had several drops out there. And, so we'll see.
Luis, obviously you get another chance at Houston this upcoming week. I know you're just off this game, but how do you go about shaking this one off and getting ready for one that counts for so much?
Yeah, we got to go back and watch the film and evaluate kind of what happened on the offensive perspective, and just go out there and execute a little bit better and see what we can do better.
How impactful was it for you and the offense to be able to get a closer look at this defense before a really important game next week?
Yeah, it's always good, when you get to play a team twice and you kind of know their tendencies. You start seeing, different things. So, again, we got to go back and watch the film in detail and see what it's about.
Hey, Luis, Jimmy Jai, UTA Radio Sports. What is going to be the key to start finishing in the red zone and, on their side of the 50?
Yeah, we just got to execute better. I mean, everything's there. We just got to execute better. Bottom line, we're one person off, every play when we're down there. We just got to execute and do our job.
When you're playing a team back-to-back weeks like this, does it affect how you call plays because you don't want to give away too much ahead of next week, or do you just call the best play available every time?
Yeah, that definitely came into play today, with kind of some of the stuff that we're going to save, obviously, for next week. So our game plan was, I think, pretty vanilla, to an extent.
Hey, you've only been here a couple of weeks, but overall this season, the offense has been pretty lackluster, being carried by the defense. Is that what type of conversations are you guys having in the locker room with the offense and the defense?
Yeah, like you said, defense kind of been riding the wave, for the last, what was it, since week 1? Shoot. So, again, we just have to hold up our end of the bar talking about offense, and we just got to keep on improving. But like I was saying, it's about us. We have to execute our plays to the highest of the potential, and we'll be fine.